to reactivate your finances, your health. Are you ready to get your life? Well, this is your moment. Ready to get your life back on track? Get up. What are you doing? It's your time to reactivate. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday night. And you know what that means. Monday night at 8, what do? We reactivate. Welcome to Reactivate the Moment. This is your boy, Marques Ford. I am so glad that you decided to be here with me. In the words of Jay-Z, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, before we get started, I need everybody under the sound of my voice. I need you to like this video, comment, drop a heart, drop an emoji, drop something on this video, and share. Share it to everybody you know. Share it to your people. Let them know what goes down on Monday nights at 8 o'clock right here on the Win Network, right here on IG Live for Reactivate the Moment. I appreciate every one of you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, do it now. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we're going to get started in a few minutes. Listen, tonight is a special night. Ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you why tonight is so special. Tonight is so special because it is year 3. It is year 3 for Reactivate the Moment. That's right. This is this Monday, the first Monday in October. 3 years ago was when I started doing Reactivate the Moment live, and I can't just explain how excited I am that today marks year 3. Year 3 for Reactivate the Moment, man. I'm so blessed. God is good. God is awesome, and I can't contain myself. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, rocking with your boy for the past 3 years, man. Listen, I went on a hiatus at one point, felt a little, wasn't feeling myself after I had my surgery. I wasn't feeling myself, and I kind of lost track, but I'm back and I'm better than ever, and it's all because of you. So I appreciate you. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, tonight's topic is basically centered around us going through. It's centered around us facing life, us facing life's challenges, us facing life's hardships. But there's an important lesson that we have to learn, an important lesson that we have to think about. And here it is. God would not have allowed it to happen if he did not have a purpose for it. I'm going to say it again. God would not have allowed whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, God would not have allowed it to happen if he didn't have a purpose for it. But here's the kicker. Don't just go through it, grow through it. I'll say it again. God would not have allowed your situation, your circumstance, your problem, your pain, your suffering. God would not have allowed it to happen if he did not have a purpose for it. But don't just go through it, grow through it. Don't just go through it, grow through it. What we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that in life, things happen whether we like them or not, whether we want them to or not, whether we plan them to or not. Things are going to happen. The good is going to happen. We're going to have our highs. We're going to be on a high horse. We're going to have moments where we're going to be feeling ourselves. We're going to have moments where we're going to look good. We're going to feel good. We're going to have moments in our lives where things are going to always go right. We're going to have moments in our lives where blessings come. We're going to have moments in our lives go. We're also going to have those moments in our lives where things aren't going well. Bad days. We're going to have those days where we cry all night. We're going to have those mornings where we get up and we're just not feeling ourselves. We're going to have those afternoons where we just want to just throw it the whole day away. Has anybody felt like that? Has any of you felt like you just want to I'm just so done? We're going to have those days. We're going to have those days where things are going to be confusing. We're not going to know what's going on. We're not going to know why it's going on. We're not going to understand why things are happening. We're going to have those days. But we must understand that those days, the good days, the bad days, the in-between days, every last one of those days are orchestrated and planned and strategically set out by God. And we have to understand, I want you to understand, is that God would not have allowed it to happen if he did not have a purpose for it. God would not have allowed the good day if he did not have a purpose for it. God would not have allowed even the bad days if he did not have a purpose for it. God would not have allowed even the in-between days if he did not have a purpose for it. There is a purpose for each and everything that we go through. There is a purpose from each and everything that we deal with. There is a purpose for each and every opportunity, each and every obstacle, each and every pain, each and every frustration, each and every blessing, each and every downtime. There is a purpose for it all. And the purpose for it is for us to not only just go through it, but the purpose is for us to grow through it, not to just go through it, but grow through it. What we have to understand is that when we go through life, we're just pretty much living day to day. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how well off you are. I don't care how much of a celebrity you are, how many people know you, how many people don't know you. We go through things daily. We go through life daily. There are things that happen daily. We have to go through it. There's no way around it. You can't. There's not one person walking this earth. There's not one person in any part of the world that does not go through things. There's not one person. I mean, I know social media has probably put a cover over our eyes. Social media has probably put matter of fact, social media itself is what's up, Tyler? Social media itself is basically a filter. Social media is a filter not only for pictures, not only for videos, but social media, I believe, is a filter for life itself. And the reason why I say that is because social media has put a covering on what real life is. You are able to change who you are. You are able to mask who you are. You are able to mask your surroundings. You can blur out your surroundings. You can change your eyes. You can change your hair color, all this stuff on social media. But the fact of the matter is, in real life, things happen. In real life, there's no filter. In real life, when bad things happen, you can't put a filter on it. Only thing you can do is put a band-aid or wrap yourself up and keep going. In real life, you can't put a filter on the good things that happen. You can't put a filter on your blemishes. You can't, none of that stuff. You can't do any of that. The only thing we can try to do is make it up, try to put makeup on ourselves and try to make ourselves look good and go on about the day. But deep down inside, we are hurting. Deep down inside, we are feeling bad. Deep down inside, we're not feeling good. I don't care how many times you get your hair done. I don't care, ladies, how many times you get your nails done. I don't care how many times you put on, or how many new dresses you buy, or how many new bags you buy, or how much perfume you got on. There is no way in the world you're not going to hide what you're dealing with. You can try to mask it all you want to, fellas. We can try to mask our pain all we want to. We can try to mask our frustration all we want to. But some of us, whether male or female, wear our feelings on our sleeves. Some of us, it's hard for us to hide it. It's hard for us to hide what we're dealing with. It's hard for us to hide how we're feeling. Some of us even laugh to keep from crying. There are many of you out here in Facebook and Instagram land, YouTube land. There are many of you out here that have been laughing to keep from crying because you're hurting on the inside because of what you're dealing with. You're hurting on the inside because of your personal reasons. You're hurting on the inside because of public reasons. But I'm here to remind you that God would not have allowed it to happen if he did not have a purpose for it. Now, what is the purpose? I'm trying to figure that out. I know some of you are asking, what is the purpose? What is the purpose for God to have me go through this? What is the purpose for me to be hurting this way? What is the purpose for me to be heartbroken this way? What is the purpose? I mean, I understand. I mean, I know I have to grow because I'm getting older. I know some of us, I've celebrated a birthday, so I have to grow. I know I have to grow because I'm getting wise. I know I have to grow because I'm getting smarter, but something has to change. I shouldn't be hurting this bad for this long. I shouldn't be going through this thing for this long. God, what are you doing? Why are you bringing me through this? Why are you taking me through this? Why are you causing me to have so much pain? And here it is. The reason why that God is causing us to go through this thing, the reason why God is causing us to deal with our frustration, to deal with what we're dealing with, to deal with our fatigue, to deal with our failures, to deal with our ups, to deal with our downs, is because he wants us to grow through these things. See, here's the kicker. Too many of us, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Too many of us are just going through it. Meaning you're just saying, okay, look, hey, tomorrow gonna come. I'm just gonna get this day over with and just be done. But my question to you is this: what are you learning in your circumstance? I understand. What you mean? What am I learning? I'm not supposed to learn. I'm not supposed to learn anything from my situation. I'm not supposed to learn anything from what I'm going through. I'm not supposed to learn. Yes, you are. You're supposed to learn from it. And the reason why, here it is, the reason why you're continuously going through this cycle, the reason why you're continuously hurting, the reason why you're continuously frustrated, the reason why you keep crying week in and week out, the reason why you're working a job but you're only making ends meet, the reason why the relationship isn't working, the reason why your friendship isn't working, the reason why your kids are out of control, the reason why the people on your job don't like you, the reason why the people in school talk about you, the reason why you done shut down on Facebook, the reason why you stopped going to church, the reason why you stopped believing in God, the reason why you stopped praying is because you just want to go through it. You don't want to learn anything from it. But there's a lesson in every single thing that we go through. There's a lesson in every single opportunity that we miss. There's a lesson in every single opportunity that we take hold of. And what we have to understand is that we have to take away those lessons that we're learning and apply it to our lives. You are hurting, you are frustrated, you are heartbroken, you're crying, you're in pain, your relationship, all that stuff ain't working because you're not learning anything from it. You're not learning anything from your past relationships. You're not learning anything from those past people. You're not learning anything from those people that you've been dealing with. You have not learned anything. And what happens? Let me make it all the way plain for you. Here it is. What happens for those of us that went through school? You know, most of us adults have went through school. What happens when you don't learn from the grade you're in? What happens to you? You get kept back. Man, listen, I don't know who I'm talking to, but some of us are emotionally kept back. Some of us are mentally kept back. Some of us are spiritually kept back. Some of us are just kept back, kept back, period, because we haven't learned our lesson. We haven't learned that we don't need to deal with certain people. We haven't learned that we don't need to go to certain places. We haven't learned that we don't need to give too much of ourselves too soon. I had a nerve that I guarantee you some of y'all said, oh my God, yes, he talking to me. I know y'all said, I know you said it. Because what we have to do, what we have to realize is that what we have to realize is that when we get to those places where we haven't learned about ourselves, things keep happening. You keep going through this cycle. You keep going through this cycle of emotion. Vivian Green said we're going through an emotional roller coaster. And what we have to understand is that that emotional roller coaster, what we have to do is try to get off the ride, but we can't get off the ride. Why? Because if you think of a roller coaster, when they lock you in, there has to be somebody on the outside to let you out, to press a button to release the hold on you. But that's the thing, good God, that's the thing. Some of us are locked in so long. Some of us have been locked in so long that there's nobody out there to release us from what we're dealing with. So some of you need to just be released. Some of you need somebody in your corner. You need somebody in your ear. You need somebody in your phone giving you, somebody like me, shameless plug. You need somebody to reactivate you and let you know that, hey, you need to get a hold of yourself, because there's much more for you. There is better for you, but you can't move forward. Why? Because your situation, your circumstance, the thing that you're dealing with has a hold on you, and you just going up and down, going through the loops, going around the curves. You're screaming and hollering. You're having ups days, down days. You're smiling one day, then you're crying the next day. You're happy one day, and then you're sad the next day. But you're going through this emotional roller coaster. Why? Because you have not learned anything about yourself. You haven't learned about yourself. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. I know you say I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. I don't need this in my life. I don't need. And some of you are yelling this, get me off this thing. Some of you have been yelling, get me off this thing. But guess what? It's not your time to get off. Why? Because God has a purpose for this. God has a purpose for your pain. God has a purpose for your frustration. God has a purpose for your heartache. God has a purpose for your heartbreak. God has a purpose for it all. And what we have to realize is what that purpose is. The purpose is for you to not just go through it, but grow through it. And you're probably thinking, like, I mean, what we're supposed to go through it, right? I mean, Duh. I mean, we got, you just said a few minutes ago that we got to go through it. Yeah, you do. You're supposed to. That's exactly what it is. You're supposed to go through it. But as you're going through, what is it are you taking away from each day? What is it are you taking away from each lesson? I saw on the post earlier today. I'm hoping I'm quoting this right. Tyler Perry said on the post earlier today that there are certain people that aren't meant to go where you're going, right? That whenever you're on a plane, or whenever you're flying in the air, at a certain altitude, you won't be able to breathe. You won't be able to breathe. And there are some people in your life, as the more you go through and you're growing through, you're going to have people in your life that are there with you at ground level. That they're there with you at ground level. So everything's all good. You on the ground, you may have a fear of flying, but hey, you on the ground, it's safe. It's safe on the ground. And then next thing you know, you start getting a little higher. But you look down and you say, okay, if I want to, I can just jump off. I'm not too afraid yet because I'm not too high. But then you get higher and higher. But then the higher you get, then you start experiencing a little turbulence. So you have to understand, if any of you that have been on the plane, any of you that flew anywhere, you experience some turbulence sometimes when you're flying, especially the takeoff is a little rocky every now and again. But if you notice that the higher you get, some of you that have been going higher in life, if you notice, the higher that you get, you're going to notice some people to start to drop off and some people are going to fall off. There's going to be people that you don't like. It's going to be family members that you don't like. It's going to be family members that you love. It's going to be people that you love. There you go, Bobby. We're going airborne. So we're going higher and higher, and we're wondering why those people fell out. I'm like, man, I remember that person from when I was in elementary school. I mean, we used to rock, but what happened? I remember this person from high school, this person from college. I remember we used to go to the club together. We used to do this, that, and the third together. But when you notice, if you're going up, the higher that you get, guess what? The altitude changes, and when the altitude changes, the air quality, the air changes. Meaning that the higher that you go, when you reach a certain altitude, you're not able to breathe. And so, if you ever been on the plane, they tell you not to puncture the plane because the plane is created. The plane is made to sustain this turbulence. The plane is made to sustain the air pressure. There it is. The air pressure changes, and what we do is we tend to get so high that we see people fall off because they're not able to breathe. In other words, they're not able to handle the height that you're going to. They're not able to handle the height that you're elevating to. And so the reason why here, that was the purpose of you going through things, because God wanted to show you the people around you that were not meant to be with you. God wanted to show you that there are people in your corner, people in your circle, people around you that were not meant to stay with you where you're going. God is trying to show you that the higher you go, people are going to fall off. But the thing is, here it is. You're wondering, how come they're falling off, but I'm not? Because God is sustaining you through it all. God has sustained you through this much. Here it is. Here's the purpose. The purpose for you going through, the purpose for the pain, the purpose for all the frustration, the purpose for the long sleepless nights, the purpose for the heartache, the purpose for all that you've been going through, all that you've been dealing with, is for him to sustain you, to get you to your altitude. So my question to you is, who are you allowing to stick on with you, to stick on to the plane ride? Who are you allowing to hold on to you? Because what we have to realize is that the higher that you go, the higher altitude that you have, the higher that you go in life, there are going to be some times and some things are going to happen to where you're not going to like it, you're not going to agree with it. But what happens is, if you notice that there are precautionary measures. Here it is. There are precautionary measures when you get on the plane. There are precautionary measures, because you notice that when they tell you when you get on the plane that if the air gets too bad, if the air pressure there is, if the air pressure gets too unstable, then there's a mask that drops down that allows you to breathe. You're allowed to breathe. And so what God is showing us, that the air pressure may get too rocky. The air pressure may not get good. But guess what? There's only one mask that drops down. There isn't millions or a lot of masks or other masks for your friends that are hanging on. No, because it's not meant for them. The mask is meant specifically for you. So God is showing you that, yes, the air pressure is going to get rocky. The air pressure is not going to be good. It's going to be hurtful for everybody else but you. So I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, but I'm here to remind you and let you know to let those people go. Let them go. You don't need them. They're not meant to be where you are. They're not meant to go where you're going, because there's only one mask for you. When that air pressure gets too thin, when the air pressure gets too uncomfortable, God is going to drop that mask down. You're going to be able to put it on, and guess what? You're going to continue to fly. Listen, good God Almighty, I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, but I need you to understand it is time for you to keep flying. You have to keep flying. No, it's not time for you to land yet. I know you're tired, but you can't land yet. I know you're frustrated, but you can't land yet. I know it doesn't feel good, but you can't land yet. I know you don't like what you're dealing with, but you can't land yet. I know you're still crying. You're wiping tears right now, probably, but you can't land yet, because there is more. You have more miles to go. You have higher altitude to go. You have a higher altitude to achieve, but you got to keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's the word for the night. I need somebody to put in the comment section, keep going. I need you to keep going. Don't just go through it. I need you to keep growing. There it is. Don't just go, grow. Don't just go, grow. Grow through it. Go through it. Don't go through it, because when you go through it, you're just going through the motions. When you go through it, you're just going up and down. And when you go through it, you're not taking away. You're not learning anything when you go through it. I need you to grow through it. I need you to just grow. Don't just keep going. Keep growing. Don't keep going. Keep growing, because as long as you keep going, guess what? You're still moving. As long as you keep going, yeah, you're still flying. As long as you keep going, you're still walking. But are you growing though? That's the question. Are you growing? Are you growing, or you just going? I feel like Jesse Jackson just then. Are you going? Or are you just going? Are you going? Or are you just growing? Are you growing? Are you allowing? Are you allowing? I just got another analogy. Are you allowing yourself to grow? Think about it like this. In order for a seed to reach its full potential, it has to go through certain process. In order for it to grow, here it is. It has to go through certain things. When you put the seed, I'm not a gardener. I don't have a green thumb. I don't claim to have a green thumb. But the little that I know about gardening, the little that I know about seed planting, is that when you plant your seed, first of all, you got to have a seed. When you have your seed, you plant your seed. You plant your seed, you got to make sure you plant it in good fertile ground, because if you plant it in hard in the desert, it's not going to grow. If you plant it in good soft ground with the moisture and the nutrients and stuff it's going to get, you got to plant it there. And when you plant your seed, here it is. When you plant your seed in the good ground, you got to make sure you do a few things. You got to make sure that you dig a hole deep enough, because guess what? If you dig it too deep, if you dig a hole too deep, it won't get the nutrients it needs to grow. So when you dig a hole too deep and you drop your seed in there, the seed is there, and the seed may sprout a little bit, but it's not gonna come and reach its full potential. Why? Because the hole is too deep. I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, but some of you have dug yourself in a hole so deep that you're not able to grow out of it. Some of you have dug yourself in a hole so deep that you're not able to get the nutrients. You're not able to get the purpose of what God is trying to do for you. You're not able to get what you need from God, because you've dug yourself in a hole so deep. So here it is. You got to dig a hole deep enough to where the seed is in the ground. The seed is there. You cover the ground up. You got to water it. The seed needs watering. The seed needs sunlight. The seed needs watering. The seed needs sunlight. Every now and again, you got to put a little water in there. Every day, you got to water the seed, and every day the seed needs sunlight. Once it get these things, once it receives these things, then you'll be able to see some things sprout up. And how you know is getting good. How you know that things are working is that when you see a little green thing or whatever, some sprout from that there. So I see what's going on. So I see my work is not in vain. So this is what some of you are dealing with right now. Some of us are just like that seed. Some of us are just like that seed. Is that when we get into a ground, the thing that we do, we don't like the process that we're dealing with. We don't like the process that we're going through, but it is necessary. The pain, the purpose, the pain, the frustration, the heartache, the tears, it is all necessary. So the hole, the amount, how deep the hole is necessary. How much water you put in it on the seed is necessary, because if you put too much, then it won't grow. If you put too much, it won't grow. If you don't put enough, it won't grow. So how much water you get is necessary. How much sunlight you get is necessary. Too much sunlight is not good, but just enough sunlight is just right. So So we begin to see ourselves sprout. Here we go. Oh, we starting. Oh, my thing is going good. My business is starting off right. My podcast is starting off right. My new job, the things I'm going, the things I'm getting is starting off right. I see myself sprout. So let me get myself a little more nutrients. So you start to begin to get more knowledge of where you are. Okay, let me learn some. Okay, boom. Then you start learning. Then you start growing, and then something happens when you start growing. You start to see things change. So not just a sprout comes up, but then next thing you know, you start seeing 2 or 3 sprouts. So you're like, okay, yeah, things are going good right now. So things are going well. So I'm on the right track. So you keep doing the same thing. You keep doing the same thing, and then things are happening well, and you're growing. And then all of a sudden you get a little taller. And then once you get a little taller, you start to see those branches start to come out and start to get a little stronger. So you start to see progress. You start to see progress. So then you get a little happy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got this progress going. But then all of a sudden, when you reach a certain plateau, when you reach a certain peak in your life, life happens. In other words, lifestyle life. And when you reach this thing called lifestyle life, and then you start to find yourself worried about how come I'm not getting water no more? How come I'm just stuck in this rut? How come I'm just stuck where I am? How come my friends I used to have, they used to take care of me, they used to pour into me, and they used to help me, and they used to try push me along the way. All of a sudden, I don't see them no more. I can't feel them no more. They don't call me. They don't write to me. They don't text me. I see them posting, but I see them liking my stories, but they don't comment. So what in the world? And that's where we ladies and gentlemen, we strike a nerve, because we start to worry about everybody else and what everybody else is doing. That's what I mean when you're going through. When you're going through, you start to worry about what everybody else is doing. And what you end up doing is you end up stunting your own growth. I'm talking to somebody tonight. You have been worrying about everybody else for so long. You have been worrying about what they thought. You have been worrying about how they felt. You've been worrying about why they left. You've been worrying about how come they left, or how they left. And what happened is you stunt your own growth, because you thought, here it is, you thought that they were the ones that were pouring into you. You thought that they were the ones that were giving you the nutrients. You thought that they were the ones that were causing you to grow. But no, that's not it. It wasn't them that was causing you to grow. It was your experiences that was causing you to grow. It was the pain that you felt that was causing you to grow. It was the frustration that you felt that was causing you to grow. It was the good days that you felt. Those days where you smile, those days where nothing in the world can break you down and tear you down, that caused you to grow. It was those days where everything in the world was coming down and falling down on you that was causing you to grow. And so you thought it was them. And now you're at this point where you're going through. But all along, you were growing through, because you realized, man, you know what? I didn't need them. Because guess what? They weren't there when I first started out. They weren't there with me when I was first born. They weren't there with me when I was in my infancy stages. It was me by myself. I didn't have friends then. So what we have to understand is that every little thing that we deal with, every little thing that comes along, every little thing that frustrates us, every little thing that makes us happy, every little thing that makes us sad, every little thing that makes us cry at night, it's all a part of God's plan. It's all a part of God's plan. I know some of you have your own plan. Some of you have been doing vision boards. Some of you have been writing in journals. Some of you have been putting stuff on Instagram, Facebook. Some of you have even got dry erase boards and putting goals and dreams. And that's all fine and dandy. Continue to do that. Continue to have those goals and dreams. Continue to have those mechanisms. But I need you to understand this, that it's not just the goals that you have that's going to cause you to grow through. It's all a part of God's plan. Love you, Moo. It's all a part of God's plan. God's plan is for you to prosper. God's plan is for you to reach prosperity, not just financially, though. Prosperity in your health, prosperity in your mind, prosperity in your soul, prosperity in your life, prosperity in your family. But the thing we have to understand and realize, are we growing through it, though? How are you growing? How are you? Are we just going through the motions? You can't continue to go through the motion, ladies and gentlemen. Going through the motion doesn't do nothing but just keep you on the spin cycle, keep you just going on through the same thing. But while you're going through those motions, here's the thing: Because a lot of us are going through the motions now. A lot of us just came off of a roller coaster, but guess what? We're about to hop back on it. But what we have to understand is that while we're going through these motions, we have to grow through these motions. Some of it is called growing pains. As an adult, right? I'm 40 years old. As an adult right now, I'm telling you, I wish I was a kid. People that are my age and older, they wish they were kids again. As a kid, you didn't have a care in the world. You can come and go as you please. You can do whatever you want to do. Didn't have a bill to pay. Didn't have a responsibility to deal with. So you had nothing to worry about. And so you wish you were a kid again because you don't have to go through that. But guess what? Now that we see we're going through growing pains. But guess what? The pain is not always meant to hurt you. The pain is not always meant to harm you. The pain is not always to cause you to feel pain. But the pain is all a part of the process. The pain is all a part of your purpose. So embrace your pain, embrace your purpose. And remember that God would not have allowed you to go through it if he didn't have a purpose for it. But not only if he didn't have a purpose for it, but God is trying to show you to not just go through it, but grow through it. Listen, that is my time for tonight. I hope and I pray that this message blessed you. If it blessed you, I need you to do me a huge, huge favor. I need you to put in the comment section. I need you to put in the comment section. To like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Share with everybody that you know. Share with everybody that you know what goes down here at midnight at 8 on Mondays. I need you to share. Also, you can tag me in it. Tag me M423 on Instagram, at Reactivate the Moment on Instagram and Facebook. You also tag me on Facebook and everything. Please do me a favor. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reactivate the Moment. Subscribe where all these videos are there for you. All these videos are there for you. Subscribe. I look forward to seeing your subscription. And I'll make sure I give you a shout out. If you have any questions, comments, you have any topics you would like to discuss, do me a favor, email me at reactivatethemoment@gmail.com. And I will surely get back to you. Also, I'm also, for those of you that missed the announcement earlier in the beginning of the broadcast, today's a special day because this is year three, 3 years strong of Reactivate the Moment. And it's all because of you. I could not have done it. I would not have been able to do it without you following, without you chiming in, without you tuning in on my lives, without you sharing the broadcast, without you sharing the videos, sharing the posts, and all that good stuff. I truly appreciate you. Also, I'm excited that I have reached 400 followers on Instagram. It's been a struggle, but I'm at 400 followers on Instagram. I need to get that up. I need y'all to run it up, as they say. Run it up for your boy. Follow. I need to reach my followers, more followers on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I need you to follow me on Instagram. If you know somebody that needs this word, if you know somebody that needs to be motivated, if you know somebody that needs to be pushed, tell them to tune in. Tell them to tune in, tell them to follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. I promise you, those that have been with me from day one, I promise you, you know I don't play. Like, ain't no half stepping over here. So do me a favor, please like, share, subscribe, share this video, tag me in it, comment, tag me in it, all that good stuff. We want to make this thing go worldwide. Hashtag Reactivate the Moment. That's my hashtag. Nobody else has it. Hashtag Reactivate the Moment. It's over 1,000 and some posts now. Let's keep it going. Run up the numbers. All right. I appreciate you. I love you. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same channel, right here on the Win Network, where all we do is reactivate at 8. I will see you next week, 8 o'clock sharp. I love you. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Have a great night, everybody.
Hey everybody, this is Regina Hutt, the wellness practitioner on Empowered Mornings. We'd like to invite you every Wednesday night, 8 p.m., uniquely and gorgeous, to keep your mind locked and loaded on Win Network.